Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. We have another quick, possibly slightly ranty video today, and that is a shame because the content is something I am genuinely really excited about, and we are of course talking about the new Ork Combat Patrol, and in particular the new Ork Boyz from the Combat Patrol. Now before we say anything else, I still think the box is great value. It is honestly an absolute steal for £85, and I love the War Boss, the Death Copters, the Death Dread. Hell, I even love the idea of the new Ork Boyz. But the reality is, GW have massively dropped the ball on the Ork Boyz kit. They have. There's no way around that. They have made some really awful decisions on how they've done the Ork Boyz sprue. And for those of you that don't know, the new Ork Combat Patrol Box includes the sprues to allow you to build 20 of the new Ork Boyz. But if you were hoping that this would mean you could add 20 new Chopper Boys or 20 new Shooter Boys to your Green Tide, yeah, I'm afraid that is not going to happen. The new sprue does let you build 20 boys, yes, but in each sprue of 10, you have to build, not can build, you have to build one Nob, who can take a big chopper or a power claw, one special weapon boy, who can have a big shooter or a rocket launcher, 3 boys with shooters, and 5 boys with choppers and sluggers. And as you can see on your screen now, unless there's a separate sprue that we haven't seen, which has all of the bits and the gubbins and the doodads, there is next to no customization available for these models. And aside from the Nob, there aren't even any alternative head options. There's no custom shoulder pads or metal armor plates, or stick bombs, or spikes, or daggers, and heck, the boss Nob doesn't even have the option to swap his slugger for a combi rocket, which is an option he has in the new codex. It's honestly just insulting, in my opinion, how barren and how plain this kit is. And I know, there will likely be a full release of these Ork Boyz later on with, hopefully, not confirmed, but hopefully more options. I do get that. But the article yesterday specifically states that this is the only place you can get these new boys for now. And on top of that, the current boys kit has been updated to the brand new 9th edition packaging. So honestly, realistically, I cannot see the old boys being phased out and a new kit released for these new boys until maybe the end of 2022 at the absolute earliest, and probably not even then. And as I said in my other video, I think they want people to be forced to buy these £85 boxes, and making it so that the only way you can get these new boys is by buying the Combat Patrol is definitely a good way to do it. And I hate to be negative, but honestly, I'm just so annoyed at GW turning what is one of the most customizable, unique kits in the entire game and replacing it with this updated, quote unquote, updated version, which you can see now, which is just so dull. I just don't understand what they were thinking when they were designing it. And yes, you can say Primaris Marines have had to face a similar thing, I know that. That doesn't mean it's right though. Marines should still have all the customization and the posability that Tactical Marines have, and not just have the much more static, rigid style that you get even in the full Intercessor box. But I would also argue on top of that, having 10 or 20 Marines that have some duplicate models is much less of an eyesore on the tabletop compared to having 90 boys that you may see in an Ork list and having 6 or 7 or 8 of the exact same poses duplicated over and over again. And with the idea of 90 boys in mind, you think that you can just buy a few boxes of the Combat Patrol and get 90 boys? No. These are 2 10-man squads in the Combat Patrol. So you have to build the Nob, as I said. You have to build the special weapon. So if you want a Nob and, say, 27 shooter boys with a couple of big shooters thrown in, you can't just do that from a couple of combat patrols. You want that 30 strong mob. If you want to use these new Ork Boyz, you are going to have to buy somewhere in the region of 5 or so combat patrols. 5. And at £85 a box, that is just insane. And of course, that is an extreme example. People are going to use their current boys that they have. You won't actually have to buy 5 combat patrol boxes, but if you do want 30 of the new boys and you specifically want the new boys, or you haven't started collecting orcs yet and you want to go all in with these new kits, the only way to get that many shooter boys is by going through that route. It just smacks of greed on GW's part in my mind. It's such an absolutely stupid, pointless decision. Why couldn't they have just had the option to make 10 of each type in the box? Sure, it would have taken up a bit more space, it would have cost a bit more plastic, but as they say in the article, if this is the only place to get these new boys for a while, just put the full sprue in there. Just put everything in there. And I mean, if you compare the new kit and the new sprue to the older Ork sprue, well, just take a look at it and share a sigh with me as you look at all the backpacks and the banners and the head options and the bullets and the grenades and the knives that you could put onto your older Ork boys that you cannot do with these new kits for the new boys. And Orks of all factions deserve that. They deserve that ramshackle botch job style look to their minis. I was speaking to someone recently and they told me that they don't like the new Ork models and units because they look too clean. And I completely agree. These new boys look so uniform and so tidy and so neat. They don't look like they have just picked up whatever scrap they found on the floor and shoved it onto their armor and their weapons. And in my opinion, that's exactly what Orks are all about. That's how their models should look. They should look ununiform. They should look incredibly ragtag. They should look like they don't quite match up properly. But anyway, that is it for the video today. I just wanted to rant because I think this is a stupid decision from GW, and I really hope that in the full kit that they release, whenever they do release it, there are all the unique little bits and extras that we can add to the models to make them look a little bit more orky, in my opinion. But what do you think of the new Ork Boyz sprue? Has it put you off buying the Combat Patrol, or do you think that we will be in for a nice surprise when the full kit does get released? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I will catch you later, guys.